I'm sure that many of you are aware of and have possibly seen the video that is currently melting the internet of Governor Ron DeSantis going full beast mode on Joe Biden. This was about an hour and a half ago. I thought I would do a second video today giving you the full clip. It's about 4.5 minutes. And it confirms something that I have been alleging at this channel for probably, the better part of a year. We are witnessing the birth of a new republic. And it's going to get ugly. Heretofore, the governor has been very circumspect and somewhat judicious in his comments regarding the illustrious guy sitting in the West Wing. But after they decided they wanted to come after us, and him particularly, he decided to take the gloves off. So, without any further delay, I'm going to have you guys listen to the full, about 4.5 minute clip of what is one of the most epic Smackdowns I have heard in my lifetime. Give me 1 second to adjust the camera and get the audio squared away.
Well, thanks. We're excited to be here, and I just want to say something quickly. Joe Biden has taken to himself to try to single out Florida over COVID. This is a guy who ran for president saying he was going to, quote, shut down the virus. And what has he done? He's imported more virus from around the world by having a wide open southern border. You have hundreds of thousands of people pouring across every month. And it's not just from Mexico. In fact, it's rarely from Mexico. You have over 100 different countries where people are pouring through. Not only are they letting them through, they're then farming them out all across our communities across this country, putting them on planes, putting them on buses. Do you think they're being worried about COVID for that? Of course not. So he's facilitating. Who knows what new variants are out there, but I can tell you whatever variants are around the world, they're coming across that southern border. And so he's not shutting down the virus, he's helping to facilitate it in our country. And what is his big solution? What is he so upset about Florida? His solution is he wants to have the government force kindergartners to wear masks in school. He doesn't believe the parents should have a say in that. He thinks that should be a decision for the government. Well, I can tell you in Florida, the parents are going to be the ones in charge of that decision. And one of the major medical people in his administration just recently told parents that they should be wearing masks at home when they're around their own children. This is insane. Joe Biden also believes that vaccination should be mandated by force of government and that you should have to show vaccination status to be able to participate in society. Now, Florida, we're very proud of our Seniors First strategy. You look at the mortality in nursing homes among seniors, it's declined dramatically. But we said from the beginning, we're going to make it available for all, but we're not going to mandate it on anybody. That's ultimately an individual's choice to be able to do it. Biden, he rejects science because he denies the fact that people that recover from COVID have long-lasting immunity. And that's been proven time and time again, and the data is very clear. So his vision is, just like in New York City, restaurants should ban young kids from being able to go in because they're not eligible for vaccination, and law-abiding citizens have to produce proof of their medical records just to go to the gym or attend an event or just to participate in everyday society. He wants that, but yet if you want to vote, he thinks it's too much of a burden to show a picture ID when you're voting. So no voter ID, but have to show your medical papers just to be able to live an everyday life? Give me a break. And so I think the question is we can either have a free society or we can have a biomedical security state. And I can tell you, Florida, we're a free state. People are going to be free to choose to make their own decisions about themselves, about their families, about their kids' education, and about putting food on the table. And Joe Biden suggests that if you don't do lockdown policies, then you should, quote, get out of the way. But let me tell you this. If you're coming after the rights of parents in Florida, I'm standing in your way. I'm not going to let you get away with it. If you're trying to deny kids a proper in-person education, I'm going to stand in your way, and I'm going to stand up for the kids in Florida. If you're trying to restrict people, impose mandates, if you're trying to ruin their jobs and their livelihoods and their small business, if you are trying to lock people down, I am standing in your way, and I'm standing for the people of Florida. So why don't you do your job? Why don't you get this border secure? And until you do that, I don't want to hear a blip about COVID from you. Thank you.
Pretty unequivocal there. I don't know how anybody can talk about unity or saying that we're all one nation, we should all come together, when we have such a stark contrast between the leader of Florida and the coward in the White House. Now, real quick, I had accidentally flipped to this chart where they talk about, oh, how terrible, how horrible Florida is. I know the states on the left are hard to read, but it's deaths from coronavirus in the U.S. per 100,000 people, starting at the top. New Jersey at 299. New York at 276, Massachusetts 262, Rhode Island 259, Mississippi 253, and it goes all the way down. Arizona, Louisiana, Alabama, Connecticut, all the way down at the bottom. Florida 180, Texas 183, Tennessee 186. Can anyone explain, please? You see, all the liberals out there, you don't care about coronavirus, you don't care. You're right, we really don't care about people who get a cold that lasts for a week. We're not taking away people's rights, destroying our economy, abusing kids, and shutting everything down over what is 99% of the time someone getting a cold for a week. Now, here's something you'll never hear the liberals talk about. In the last year, fact, as of 1 May of this year, actually, 330,000 people have moved to Florida. And this migration rate is expected to continue for the next 3 to 4 years. 330,000 people. Joe Biden loves to talk about Vermont and its super high vaccination rate of 83%. In 2 years, virtually the entire, an equivalent of almost the entire state, population-wise, will have moved to Florida from all over. We're 22 million people and climbing, and people are clamoring to get in here. If it was really the COVID hell everybody says it is, why would that be the case? Why would that be the case? I'll give you this link too. We are witnessing the birth of a new republic, a new world, a way of thinking that is a lot more in line with what our founding fathers had in mind. Independent states governing themselves. Florida and Texas have had to take it upon ourselves to deal with the border. And if they would get out of the way, D.C. would get out of the way, we could have fixed it a long time ago. A long, long time ago. There wouldn't be bus tickets and plane tickets all over God's creation for these people. Don't be surprised if in the coming years or within our lifetime, you don't see the borders of what we call Florida start to move. Because people are going to start to wake up and say, you know what? They're putting their money where their mouth is. They're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk. And it all starts with good people at the lowest levels, school boards, town councils, sheriffs, getting all on the same sheet of music, electing good conservative representatives in the House, good conservative representatives in the Senate, a completely conservative constitutional Supreme Court. You get all that done, and eventually you get a jewel like a Ron DeSantis. You can do this in your states, guys, who has absolutely no problem standing up to the federal government and telling them to go take a walk. Our business, not yours. And even Joe Biden admitted it yesterday at the very end of his statement. A reporter said, "Why don't you call Governor DeSantis?" Joe Biden replied, "To do what? Wish him a happy birthday? He knows what my opinion is." A tacit admission that nothing more can be done. Those of you continually on your knees worshiping DC. And that goes for the last 4 years and the previous 4 years and the 4 years before that. What can get done at the state level is far more effective. Governor Beast Mode is putting on a clinic this way. And I will leave it there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you tonight on Twitch.